Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is part of a new thing I've launched in 2023 called MCU Sundays, where we play in the fertile field of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is there's no monetization for this YouTube channel. I seek no money making whatsoever. This is just a parody satire, an attempt to play in that playground and have some fun. So we play different tabletop RPGs that are set in parts of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is Demigods PBTA, which is a game from Jason Mills, using the Powered by the Apocalypse system. It's a very fun little game that just recently was published, and by recently I mean within a year, I would say. And there's a lot of mythos and mythology built within Demigods PBTA that I have decided to allied to better fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the pitch, the thrust of using Demigods, very excited because it is the new Warriors 3. The Warriors 3 were featured in a few of the Thor movies. They were killed brutally in Thor Ragnarok. And the idea behind this is that three characters have now stepped into the roles of being the Warriors 3, who are characters from Marvel Comics, who come from Asgard and are heroes in their own right. And I'm very excited by this. And the characters that have been created for this game are wonderful and delightful. And I want to introduce them to you. And then we will play a little bit of catch up on what has happened. So let's start from the right-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the left for introductions. Stephen, if you could introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your character.
Hi, my name is Stephen. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Thea or Alithia, who is a scion of Balder and can see things. She is blind. She
Wait,
has
Heimdall, not Balder,
Oh,
right?
Heimdall. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I had Balder on them. She is a scion of Heimdall. She is blind but can see things that are far away, especially she's in her place of power, which are the rings that are behind me in the image. And she has a seeing eye dog whose name is Sindri, that is actually like one of the Norse wolves. She's really good at tracking and judgment and that kind of stuff. Not so much of a fighter, but yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Then in the middle of the three is Cody.
What's up? It's me. I'm Cody. I use the he, him pronouns. I'm playing Totolf, who also uses the he, him pronouns. A little bit about Totolf. Well, he is a fighter, and that's all he wants to do. He wants to be a legend of Asgard. And he's doesn't quite have he might not quite have the stuff, but he has the heart, that's all that really matters. We'll see how it plays out today. Yeah, that's all. That's all you need to know.
That's enough. And last but not least is Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I use he, him, and I'm playing Ragnar, who is the child of Loki and Loki, of Sylvie and Loki. He has probably picked up a few traits and magical such from his parentage. Yes, spoilers for season 3. It's time travel. He's seen bits and pieces of his parents through the years, but they kind of come and go, and it still seems vaguely a secret, except for I think the rest of the Warriors 3 now know about it, his parentage, and yeah, and I think he's been talked into dressing as Balder for shenanigans.
Shenanigans, what the new Warriors 3 seem to specialize in. So the story to this point is that a ex-Olympian by the name of Adam Man, who is beloved in the new Asgardian community, has been on a search to find out who his father was. And he, Adam Man, is convinced that his father was one of the Norse gods, and he had asked for your help. Alethea's foresight told her that in actuality, Adam Man's father was a normal mortal man known as Alan Perry, and that Alan Perry perished. Alan perished. Sorry, it's a reference to a thing before we started recording. Alan perished in a car wreck soon after he had met Adam's mother. And you also saw that Adam Man was standing over the body of Balder the Brave and decided to take care of that first. So went to Balder, met Balder the Brave and Tyr, convinced Tyr and Balder to both go to Alfheim on a little vacay, which they probably did. You were able to convince Balder that was a good idea. And then Ragnar told Balder's staff, very handsome staff and pretty staff, that they were able to do whatever they wanted. And then you guys buggered off and went to Helheim to meet with Hela, who would not relinquish the soul of Alan Perry, but would allow a Zoom call or whatever to transpire between father and son so that Adam Man could be fulfilled and would know who his father truly was. And we begin with you guys arriving in New Asgard. So how is it? Do you fly back on Total's little expandable boat? Is that how you arrived? Do you come stumbling through a portal? How is it that you guys arrive back at New Asgard to find that things have changed?
I could see Hela kicking us out rapidly from her realm via portal. That just I feel like she wouldn't let us linger to go back to my boat.
We get dumped onto the beach.
Yes, perfectly.
Just off
yes.
the beach.
just above the water, off the beach. A portal opens up. The three of us come tumbling out, splashing into the water.
Woo! Splash into the water, walk up to the shore, and as you do, you see that there are people quickly moving along the docks to get back onto their ships, their cruise ships. There's a person with a bullhorn. So please return to your ships, return to your berths. Everyone back. And as you guys walk, see that the streets of New Asgard are empty. That even the Infinity Cones ice cream place appears deserted. I had to get the Infinity Cones joke in.
And the deserted joke too, huh?
Yeah. That was like better than I anticipated. I did not realize I was doing that until it was done. So yeah. People Total Althea and Ragnar, as you guys are walking down the main street of New Asgard, Total, if you see your cousin's shop, and inside is not only your cousin Torvald the Elder, but also Hilda, and they're like pulling the shutters closed. What do you do?
Seeing that, I think Total scans the area. He that's very odd behavior. Is there a storm coming? Did somebody come into town? Most these people would, they're cruising for fights. My older cousin, that's all he loves to fight. So what's going on here? Something's wrong. Is that a roll? Do I make rolls in this game? Is that how this
I've
game
heard
is
that
played?
in this game, if you want to learn things, then you can pierce the veil.
I wish to pierce the veil. My judgment, of course, is 0, so pierce the veil is just 2d6.
Judgment seems appropriate at 0.
Yes, it does. And I roll a 7, a 5 and a 2.
You get to ask 2 questions on 7 to 9.
Right. And they are in the basic moves list, which I am looking at here.
Column
On 7
G,
and-
upper right-hand corner.
Perfect. Well, what is the greatest danger? I feel that is what is happening. There's a danger here. So what is the greatest danger with this person, place, or thing? I
Awesome.
guess the place being New Asgard. What's the greatest danger here?
Cool. Yeah, you look quizzically, perhaps for a moment. You guys are dripping wet. I think there's some like seaweed hanging from your Thor cosplay armor. And Hilda takes pity on you, and she opens the window that she was about to shutter closed and says, do you not know? Someone has attacked the king. Just hide. Boom, she closes the window and closes the shutters.
We cannot hide. If the king is being attacked, we must fight. Come on, Warriors 3.
I mean, she's kind of a lot more powerful than us, so
I should expect no more from the likes of you, I guess. Come on, Thea, let's go do something about it. We are the Warriors 3, not the Warriors see what's going on and let it go. We're still working on the slogan. We talked about this last time.
You have a second question. You don't have to ask it immediately. You can hold it. Do you, Ragnar, appear as Balder the Brave at this moment, or is that a thing to be done later?
Just gotta check what my moves are.
Yeah, do you have a move to make you look like whatever you want? I don't think you do. So you would probably be cosplaying in poorly, which is great.
Yeah, I think I've got to just actually we have to get the armor. Wasn't there some gold armor somewhere that we spotted?
Yes, in Baldur's golden house, there was his armor.
I don't think I would have it by now. I would have gone to Helheim in that.
Yeah. Hela would have kept that.
I will save my second question because I don't think any of them are applicable right now. Obviously, there's more pressing matters. So yeah, Todolf is gonna start jogging up the main drag to get to King Valkyrie's
You bet. King Brunhild.
longhouse.
Yes, she does. Definitely have a longhouse. It's very stately. There's a placard outside, and when you head inside, you hear the sound of gunfire. You guys know the way, or Ragnar can find the way. Althea, of course, you know the way. Ragnar, I don't know if you've ever been here on purpose, but if all of us can, if you guys can remember in less so in Thor Ragnarok, but definitely in Love and Thunder, there is the main open hall where King Brunhild would meet with populace or have press conferences and the like. You rush into there, and whereupon Althea, being blind, how do you see this?
I think I appear blind, but I actually see things more like where they are through the sight. I do have the seeing eye dog that might assist a little bit, but not really needed.
Okay, cool. So through the sight, you see overlaid the image of your foresight, whereupon a person in golden armor, who is not, the golden armor is not Baldur's golden armor, but instead looks like this. As a reminder, I think it's been a few weeks since you guys saw it, but I love this picture, so I'm showing you again. So a person in armor like this, and your original vision was this person standing over the body of Baldur, and that is superimposed over what you see now, which Todolf and Ragnar also see, which is that body with a foot up and on top of the back of an unconscious King Brunhild, and several of her Secret Service folks are firing upon this armored man, and the bolts are whizzing off and hitting the ceiling and the walls behind. And you, Thea, definitely see there's an energy pulsing and being drawn up into the golden armor. Toro, hey, this looks like a great
Have at
opportunity
thee,
for us
I
to
shall
do so.
smite my enemies.
That's right.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Total takes out the axe of the crucible and swings it on this golden armored can. I shall open you like ravioli.
Amazing. Roll 2d6 plus prowess when you step into the fight.
Now, Harold Rich, with the axe of the crucible, do I not roll 3 dice and take the 2 lowest?
That is true. You most certainly do. You roll 3 dice with the axe of the crucible and take the 2 lowest.
All right. And my prowess is a big old 2. All right, here we go. Oh no. My 2 lowest is a 3 and a 1. So 3 and a 1 plus 2 does come to a 6.
If only someone were to provide aid, you may snatch XP from your own jaws to make it as a middling success. Does anyone?
Why are you taking the 2 lowest?
Because well, Stephen, that's a great question. I have an epic melee weapon called Baldur's Axe of the Crucible. Baldur's Axe, gifted to a promising young warrior like myself, it grants fate's disfavor to any move when it is used. It can be thrown and returns to the user like a bad penny. In fact, the user can't rid themselves of it until they have passed the Crucible, which can happen during a godlike result or when the player is really bored of it. And you know, it's just makes it's all about struggling and making yourself be better.
Okay.
Well, I will help, and I have a way of helping to distract them.
Oh, I love it.
But I guess I have to roll for that first.
2d6 plus the tangles that you have with Torulf.
Tangles, so 1?
Yes.
2d6 plus 1. Well, I'll tell you what my plan was anyway.
It looks like not a success.
I was going to bring out the key that I kind of made for the shop. I'm going to kind of take it out and like dramatically kind of pronounce to the room like, oh, you must be after the key of Asgard's most dangerous weapons. You'll never have it. And then I'll just throw it out the window. And kind of be prepared for them to like run out after it and be like disappointed. I'm sure. We'll see what happens.
That's great. So both of you then have failed. A failure with a failure to help the failure. Both of you may mark an XP, a thread, one might call it. Ragnar, that you should take an advance because I see that you have 5 out of 5. Did you just get there, or would this push you?
Do I? Where is?
Row 58.
No, I think I've spent my 2 levels up. I think I'm up to 1 then.
Oh, well, what levels up did you take?
I took, I think, a gift, which was animal foot. No, silver. Oh. No, I don't know. I took something. I took a move. I definitely took a move, which was what's that over there?
Okay.
And maybe I upped the stat. I don't know, and we'll never know.
Okay.
But I have 1 thread at the moment.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. Sweet. So, yes, you guys both, I think Ragnar, you like mumble your thing in your head. It's a great way to distract the golden armed man, but like you kind of fumble the last bit. You maybe mumble a little bit, or it's too, the pitch is just a little off. And that is when the man in the golden armor reaches his hands out like this, and he pulls back, and both of you feel him drawing some of your energy, your power. Ragnar and Thorolf, there's a moment where he pulls on both of you, and then he releases Thorolf a little bit because he sees there's more to pull from Ragnar. And both
Oh,
of you.
what did you say, Ragnar? You confused me. You made me miss.
Oh, okay. You did believe that one, but I'm trying to form a new liars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, both of you need to gobble up some harm.
Oh,
you both get to take 3 harm.
Oof. All right, my Iron Heart has taken 1 more, and then I have 2 harm.
Okay.
Thea, please help us. He's sucking us dry.
You hear a metallic voice. Ha ha ha. Feed me more. You think, Althea, you recognize Adam Man's voice from behind the armor.
I'm going to so as we step in, I see that the person in gold armor is sucking power out of the other two. I ducked behind cover. That's why he missed me and didn't get me in that area. And I think I, step out from behind that cover to take a clean shot, and that's when Sindri the wolf jumps out from the other side to flank. And the intention here, I think this is like an attack, like a smite your enemies, but the intention here is to knock him down to break the connection, basically.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's less about hurting him and more about breaking this pull from your allies. That sounds.
And I think Thea says, you've picked the wrong place to do bad deeds. We will make sure that you are punished for your transgressions. So I'm going to roll that.
You may use judgment instead of prowess when rolling smite your enemies if you want to fight smarter.
If I do judgment-based stuff. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So let's see what that looks like. That is a 9. And I think that would be opening for an ally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the right thing. So I think that Sindri, barrels into while I'm saying something and pulling out a weapon, I think the armored man is focused towards me. Armored man, haha. And focused towards me, and I think that gives Sindri the opening to barrel him over so that the connection is broken and possibly away from the king.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it works just like that. Sindri jumps up and maybe grabs hold of one of the arms and bites hard. And we don't see the armor wrench, but we do see a reflexive reaction from Adam Man, like a big ass wolf just right. Do we see the cringer to battle cap moment of seeing eye dog becoming a large ass wolf? Or
I think what we see is, again, there's like a pillar or a column, and the seeing eye dog, steps around that column to get to the other flank. And as it emerges from that cover, is this large ass dog that,
nice.
would have trouble getting through the door.
Cool. Yeah. So Adam Man, as you know, and Armored Man, as the others perhaps know, is drawn away. He's no longer pulling Torulf and Ragnar's power. He's knocked off of King Brunhild's unconscious form, and a few of the we'll call them special services, right? They run in and they're going to grab King Brunhild's body and try to drag her away from him quickly, like putting themselves at risk, heroically trying to do their job that they obviously failed at because this dude like totally sucker punched King Brunhild. Ragnar, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm like pulling myself back up to my feet and like, God, you fell from my distraction. Yeah, I think we're. I mean, no one's. No. Did Dia specifically say it was man out loud, or was that just something Dia?
I don't think I did. No.
Okay, so
Sorry
think
for the playing the but
no, that's fine. I just.
If you want, I can change that narration just slightly. I think whenever
I'm fine with because I've got I would I'm gonna bend fate.
Okay.
Since
Perfect.
I don't know, have we bent fate before?
not enough for me to find it noteworthy. So let's do it more.
I think I want to try and yeah, do a little bit of use some of my heritage and do some magic.
Nice. I love it.
To like kind of not exactly attack unless my roll is really, really good. But I'm kind of, let's capture this armored weirdo. Let's kind of figure out what's going on with an 11. And I got an 11. Yes, an 11. 2 boons and 1 bane. I'm going to, as my bane, I'm going to take that's fate. I'm going to take fate's disfavor on your next roll because that sounds the most fun thing to take. The other ones seem a bit, I wasn't going to turn into a duck this scene. Well, I wasn't planning anyway.
You weren't planning on it yet.
No.
Now Ragnar the duck is on my brain.
Someone else's supernatural ability is unusable for the scene.
Ooh. Are you thinking the
heal,
perhaps? Yeah.
Heal 1 harm, which can I heal somebody else's 1 harm?
Sure.
Can I be like pull magic away from this armored stranger back into Torolf, kind of, and basically,
nice.
And that is what's making the supernatural abilities unusable for the scene.
Cool. So you're the Mysticator, which is the name I will heretofore call the golden suit of armor capable of harnessing mystical energy. You reverse the flow somewhat and restore totals. You only took 2 harm out of the 3, right? Because you had Iron Heart.
Yes, because it finished my Iron Heart, yeah.
Yep. And you restore 1 of the harm. And for the rest of the scene, it sounds like you've made the Mysticator unable to gather more energy. Is that okay? Just making sure that what you intended is what I'm interpreting.
Yeah, I do that. And like look to Torolf and like, because I'm still not feeling great. Like, see, you don't need to throw punches to be useful enough. I'm gonna go sit down. Just sit against one of the pillars.
Nice. Torolf, you've been somewhat restored by Ragnar's magic. The Mysticator is looking at their aperture. They are unsure of what has happened, but you still see they are obviously empowered with godlike might.
Yeah, so Torolf is going to bring the axe and chop off that hand that's been draining us. Mm-hmm. That's the move right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do that.
Smite your enemies and roll with face disfavor, please.
Oh, baby. A 5, and a 3, plus a 2. That's right, I got a 10.
That is impressive. Most impressive.
Torolf can't be stopped with the power of gods on his side. It's time to die, Can Man.
Choose 3 from the list below, or disarm your enemy.
Yeah. Oh, it's choose 3 or disarm, or is arm one of the?
It's choose 3 from the list below, or disarm your enemy.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to disarm the enemy. That is literally exactly what I was trying to do. That's what I'm doing.
Sweet. Yeah, you hack it off. But just so we're clear, this thing is 7 feet tall. So while you hack off the hand, you realize that you didn't hack off a person hand, you hack off the hand of the Mysticator armor.
I fought much larger than you, Gold Boy.
Nice. Yes, that's exactly what you do. And I think what happens, like you hack that off, and then with the one other hand, he reaches up and he grabs you by the throat and starts to lift you up. And there's something about the face of the Mysticator armor that you recognize, that beautiful nose of Adam Man, and you think this is him inside. He says, "You have nothing for me to take. You are a simple mortal and nothing."
No, I'm the Warrior 3. You might have missed the announcement. I'm kind of a big deal here.
So Thea, after Ragnar has used some magic and Torolf has definitely hurt the Mysticator, what do you wish to do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to defend my, Torolf. I'm going to spin around and I'm going to use my bow and shoot at him. And let's see what that looks like. Okay. So that is a 13 on Smite Your Enemies.
Wow.
And you have to level up to get the godlike entry, right?
Let's see. Godlike. I think
I'm pretty sure that's the level up of the basic moves.
yes, you have to advance the basic move to godlike status.
Fantastic. So I think what I want to do is, because I'm using my bow, I can restrain the target instead of exchanging harm. So I'm going to restrain the target, and I think what this looks like is I'm going to fire the arrow, but I'm right behind it. And, following the arrow along very quickly, the arrow tings off, hits the side of the helmet of the armored person. And as they whip their head around, I reach over and I pull the helmet off, revealing that it's Adam Man.
Yes. Oh, that's great, because this is the MCU. So all helmets need to be removed as soon as possible. Thank you for following that trope of the MCU.
Yes. So I think that's one choice. And I'll see. So I didn't exchange harm. So let me remove those. Oh, and I took something from my enemy, which I think was the helmet. So that's a second move. And they are restrained. And the last one, I'm going to make an opening for an ally.
Ooh.
The next one who smites them. So that's a +1. Yeah.
Nice. I love that. That's fantastic. What does Sindri do? 'Cause I hear your shot, but Sindri's helping, and we want to make Sindri also do awesome kick-ass stuff.
Right. So I think that what happened was, whenever I reach where Adam Man is, Sindri is there propping him back so that I have good leverage. It's sort of like a flanking maneuver.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah, Adam now is revealed unto you. He has lost a hand from his armor and his helmet. He looks at all of you angrily. He's got like blood trickling from a nose because we have to show that he's taken some damage in this fight. And yeah, I think he is going to go after Ragnar to try to juice up, because he's not sure why the suit is not pulling energy. but he knows that Ragnar has the most. As he says, Ragnar, you're the child of two gods. Come here. He bounds forward as you were taking a rest.
Okay, I'm like finger up to like try and like pause him, give him a moment's pause, and like, or you could talk to your dad.
Nice. And I think before he charged towards Ragnar, he takes Torolf and like throws you at Althea. Maybe Althea you catch. Like, how did you see it coming? But you catch Torolf and he's charging forward towards you, Ragnar. I do think you need to try to convince him not to just beat on you. Are you trying to sway him into listening to you? Because you did say, here's
Or am I
your talk to your
smiting him with
dad.
awe instead of wrath? I don't know. I can't exchange harm. I mean, am I battling him in my own way? I don't know. Or maybe I have to.
I guess it depends. For the move, it depends on what outcome you want. Do you
Yeah.
want to provide an
I mean,
opening?
protecting myself,
Uh-huh.
gaining an advantage position, giving an opening to an ally.
Okay.
Taking something from an enemy. I feel all of these could work with.
It sucks that you're telling the truth.
Yeah, no, that's also the issue. It's like,
There's so many options here. You're just so flexible.
Well, of course, you could turn it into a lie by saying your dad wants to talk to you.
I mean, does he not? It's kind of true.
Yeah.
He did seem excited about the possibility of having progeny.
Yeah.
So you could sway him. The result would be he either accepts your reasonable argument at no cost or demands some kind of price. That's if you sway him. Yes?
Ragnar does not like Adam Man. So he's fine with this just being an opening for the others just to beat on him while he's distracted and
that sounds perfectly
otherwise
fine.
Impaired. So
do you then choose to what's that out of over there and use awe instead of prowess to smite your enemies? Okay.
Which I think I have a
your awe is a 2.
2, yes. So that is what I do if that is acceptable.
Yeah, that sounds great.
An 8.
Whoa, that's a mixed success. So you get.
So I'm like holding from, not like pulling out of his reach or anything, but I'm just like, can we just? Okay, so you're Adam Man. Cool. We just spent the whole afternoon going to Helheim. Your dad is on the other end of the line.
Wow.
Can we just? And I'm like, maybe one hand is just like, pointed, just kind of gesturing to like, circle behind. But I'm not saying that out loud.
Of course. Why would you say that out loud? That would kill the surprise. Are you making an opening for an ally +1 forward to an ally who smites the enemy?
Yes. Oh, wait a second. Do I? Because you said something about me getting some sort of advantage. Technically, I'm smiting an enemy.
You are?
Do I get to roll 1 extra dice? And
yes. Yes.
I think it's a +1.
Oh, is it just a +1
forward? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so that makes it a 9.
No
okay. Makes it a 9.
Right. Yeah.
If only someone would provide you aid, then they could make that a 10. But that's fine. I like this.
It's true, Mr. Man. We've met your father, and he very much wishes to speak with you. That's what you hired us to do.
Sweet. Roll plus tangles, and you could potentially push this to a 10.
Right,
or make it much worse like I did.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, that is possible too.
Tangles, it's just +1 because that's the number of tangles.
Number of tangles, correct.
Cool. All right, so 2d6 +1. No Axe of the Crucible here. All right. I get a 5 plus 6 plus 1 is 12. You've never heard such good swaying.
So swayed. So
But it's
on
just
a
healthy.
10 plus, you can give +2 to their roll, or +1 to their roll, and they gain a thread, or you both take 1 harm, ignoring armor instead of the harm you would have taken, but you're not currently. Oh yeah, no, that's true. He's trying to hurt you, Ragnar, and would be doing, I think, crushing damage, not the soul sucking. So 2 harm to you.
Well, I'm choosing. Oh, it says I can't protect yourself if you exchanged harm.
Well, he's doing
But
harm to you.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna gain.
That's true. You
Okay,
have to
then.
choose exchange harm. You're right.
Yeah.
So he can't choose to do harm to you unless you are choosing harm will be exchanged. So take back that. Do you want to give the +1, Cody?
Gain advantage position. Make an opening for an ally. Oh. Choose 3 of those below, or disarm your enemy.
So
Now, I think I want the bottom 3 options.
Let's figure out Cody's options from the provide aid first, and then
yeah, I
we'll
think I
cycle.
just need to do +1 to get
Correct.
you to a 10. So I'll do the +1 and you gain a thread, Ragnar.
Nice. Oh, no.
That will take you to
Yes,
2.
I will take something from the enemy, which I think it was like, it's on speed dial on 3, and I should take that other glove so you can press the button. Here you go.
I think his hand reaches through the orifice that was the arm that has been chopped off, and because he knows he needs to, it's touch sensitive, and so he takes it to take the call. And what were the 3 options? So gain
Well,
advantage.
I was thinking I would
opening for ally.
get take something from your enemy. I was thinking I would get the other glove off so he could hold the phone properly with 2 hands.
Yes, that sounds
Like, I'll just take that, and here you go.
Yeah,
speed dial on 3, and remember, it's not a touch screen. It's a bulky 80s one, mobile phone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Gain an advantage position and make an opening for an ally.
Cool. He makes the call. And boom, we have little image on the tiny flip phone of young Brad Pitt. It's much easier to do the CGI work on a smaller screen. So they do the little flare. He looks really good there. And he says, Dad? Yes, son, I never knew that you existed. I met your mother and died that same night. Oh, that's why we couldn't. You died? What killed you? An 18-wheeler, son. I think I died on impact. No, you're a god. Afraid not, son. I understand that you thought I was something special, other than being brilliantly handsome and rather talented. I'm not a god. You should savor your life, son. Enjoy what you can. You've worked hard. They told me all about all the things you've done. Don't squander it. Cool. So yeah, you guys have a whole plan going on. They're having conversation. Seems like Adam Man is like he's wet eyes. He's very shaken by this. He seems to trust this moment, that connection, and he is wide open for any cruel coup de grace.
I mean, if he wanted to really meet his dad, there's a way to make it happen. But Total isn't going to do that. I think it seems Total feels that the fight's gone out of him, so he's going to wait, cautious. But
Thea, what do you wish to do?
I'm going to take him down. He attacked New Asgard and the leader, and needs to be subdued and removed from this armor. So, I think I'm gonna go with smite your enemies. I think that's the best move in this case.
You get to roll with fate's favor.
Okay.
3d6.
Okay, so let me roll that. Okay, so that's a 9 plus 2 is 11.
Are you attacking someone you know to have committed a morally repugnant crime? I guess you don't even have to
Yes.
worry about that one, right? Because it says you don't miss, but you already rolled a. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So a 9 plus. What stat are you adding in for this one?
I added in what's it called? Judgment.
Instead of prowess.
Yeah, because just because I am passing judgment on him for what the crimes that we have seen that he has done. Yes.
Sweet. So he is flat-footed. Not that that's mechanically makes any difference, but yeah, I think this is the cheap shot coup de grace that can bring the fight to an end. What are your choices?
So, I think the site provides me with the correct place on the armor where I reach up and effectively unzip it and it clatters to the ground around him. I'm choosing disarm your enemy.
Nice.
So the armor comes off of him while he's in mid conversation with his dad.
Yeah, you do this like perfect hit and things just they don't shatter as much as the pieces of the armor in some kind of emergency release fashion that you found all pop off of him, and it is too late before he realizes the duplicity that you have used on him.
I think at the same time that he loses his armor is also whenever his dad says he's a normal person, and we see Adam Man kind of go to his knees at that point.
Yes, yeah. Man's to his knees. He's holding this phone. You set me up.
We told you the truth.
And then he looks away from the image of his father. And he looks up at you. I'm better than you. I can take the only thing that makes you special. How special does that make you?
You are nothing unless you take things from others. How special does that make you?
That is good.
Oh my goodness, you burned him to death.
Oh man. That is the moment where we see in his eyes the realization. And I think that brings the fight to a close. And I know Alex needs to step away. I think this is the perfect opportunity for us to take our mid-game break. That's cool with everybody. So let's do that.
Cool.
Come back. I would have cut past like people have dragged Adam Man away because I just don't imagine you get to have a large denouement conversation with him after he's assaulted the king of the city. They don't pop take him out back and hit him in the back of the head. They're good. They have laws, right? So he is dragged away, and who is it that tries to wake King Brunhild?
Is King Brunhild still there? I thought her secret service.
Oh,
had pulled her
yeah,
away.
that's true. They would have dragged her safe. That's a great question. Yeah, so I guess you guys are left in the remnants of the main press conference gathering area.
I'm still on the kind of sat down against one of the pillars of the room, which is like, have we learned our lesson? We don't help people in need. This is what happens.
If every time we help someone in need, they find a way to get magical armor, that would be a problem. How do we think Adam Man got this god-eating suit? And also unrelated, I didn't want to say this in front of him because you really took the wind out of his sails, Thea, but he is special. He's an Olympian. That's a good thing for these humans. But anyways, I agree. He's not that big of a deal. I'm still faster, stronger, and I've not particularly trained very hard, is all I'm saying.
I was going to say, you're much better than he is, and I start piling. I'm gathering together the armor and kind of holding protection over it, and like making sure it's the Asgardian equivalent of like either drawing the chalk line or drawing the police line around it, making sure it's protected.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to pick this up and set it aside into the vaults.
Is there any way you could see where it came from, Thea?
Ooh, that's a good point. Let's go to. I do have a tracker, Torolf. That's why you're the.
I'm the man with the plan.
You're the strategist of the group.
I've always said this.
Help me gather up these pieces, and let's take it to the eye. And from there, we will see what can happen.
As you say, Torolf starts grabbing it. He kind of like puts some of it on, like he's wearing the arms as if they're big armor.
And she snatches it away, and is like,
I'm not going to use it. It's easier to carry.
In the bag. And I think, we get like, this is New Asgard. We get like hefty
a bag of holding,
bags,
no doubt.
Right?
Oh, sure.
Trash bags. I thought you were going to go high tech.
I walk over to one of the bits of armors, like I'm about to pick it up, and go, there's one over here as well. And make no effort to pick it up.
Yes, good call, Ragnar. Yeah, I'll get it. Hold on, let me go over there. Oh, wow, the armor sure flew everywhere, didn't it?
It's just imagining like all the pieces just fell off in component parts and scattered all around the room. So you gather up the pieces of armor, and we cut to, if you look behind Stephen, the eye, which is the holy place of Aletheia. And you wanted to figure some stuff out, right?
Yeah, so I was looking at my tracker move. Signs and portents, if you have something important to the quarry. So this would be tracking down who gave it to Adam Man. Along those lines. So that sounds good.
Yeah.
And that is with judgment. Okay. It's a +1 because we have the items. So let's see what that looks like. That is a 10. You see into the near future and know where they'll be in an hour.
Amazing. So you look into this item to see who gave it to Adam Man.
I think what that looks like is, we have a little bit of the eye, and I think I set it up and I put it around, set it around me, and I sit down to meditate, and we start to see, she closes her eyes and concentrates and has them setting, and I think they start to quiver a little bit and rearrange themselves and into like a different pattern.
Nice.
And then she opens her eyes at the vision, and I think after the vision's done, we see like a little burn mark in that pattern, in that Norse pattern where the armor parts were.
Ooh, and it shows the person who Ragnar recognizes as this person, Ragnar's mom.
Who's that? I don't. You seem to know this woman.
Mummy dearest.
Why would she want you to be eaten by this Adam Man?
We have a complicated relationship. I guess we can go and ask her. if somebody was like possibly anywhere in time and space, would my location ability work?
Worse. Why else would you have this thing? And you know where she's going to be in an hour's time. Now, pause. I have not watched the latest episode of Loki yet. I've been watching it with my son, and we've been busy this week. So we were going to see it perhaps at some point today. So if there's anything that's happened in this latest episode, I don't know what it is. I'm working off an episode old information on
I've
Sylvie.
seen it. I won't say anything.
What a very specific marker in time this is for the
It's
game.
interesting. I noticed someone had mentioned Loki season 3, like at the beginning,
Yeah,
making a time travel joke, and I'm like, but people watching this in the future might say, but season 3 never happened, or season 3 is
Season 3 is not
on
going to
this
happen.
timeline.
No, MCU, Disney Plus has figured out TV now.
Yeah.
Fucking kill.
Okay, yeah. So we know where she'll be in an hour. We should probably tuck this away and then discuss things with her. As our duty as the Warriors 3, we can't allow this kind of thing to continue.
I guess so.
She's your parent.
Yes.
You know better than the rest of us how to negotiate with her.
Do I?
Well, better than us. Do we
Okay,
need to
yeah.
do we need to discuss this with her from a place of power? Or should we approach as equals?
Oh.
Or do we not negotiate with terrorists? That her doing this, providing Adam Man the means to assault King, it seems, was this attack politically motivated? Probably not. But who's your mom? Why is she like this? Tell us more, Ragnar. Don't let us go in uninformed and ignorant.
Well, in a way, she's Loki.
But Loki died.
Yeah, about that. My dad's also Loki. Not the same Loki.
Okay.
Same as the one that died, but not the same as the one that's my mom.
I'm gonna need to have a sit down.
Does that mean
Yeah.
that your siblings with that 6-legged horse?
I think it's 8 legs, but
8 legs, okay.
not sure. No,
Who's
6.
counting?
Yeah,
Okay, so the reason I'm asking is because we know where Sylvie will be, but I'm not sure how to approach her. Is this a fight or is this a talk? We were given a weapon, and I, hand gesture towards the armor. And I look at Ragnar, and I'm like, would she be impressed with someone who turns the weapon against her?
disappointed maybe. Oh, okay. Or we could just leave and not have to have a talk with her. I mean, that could be the plan, right, guys?
Could be. And then I go from talking to Ragnar to talking to Torolf, and I'm like, Torolf,
Yes.
what do you think about trying to head off any kind of devious plans that the architect of these problems led to? And I kind of gesture to you and the armor.
I have a lot of ideas there, and I'm glad you asked. I could hypothetically put the armor on and pretend to be Adam Man, and we lay a trap for her. Or
Okay, that was the plan. That wasn't a good plan the first time.
I guess you're right. I do really only have one plan. I pretend to be the other. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, anyways, I think if I'm being quite honest, hearing that she's Loki does fill me with a little bit of excitement, because if she's the Loki, that means that we're kind of being the Thor. If we're doing, it's a very exciting day for us. We're doing Warriors 3 things for real, not helping just some man on the street, fighting the good fight against the god of mischief. Anyways, yes, I'll put on the armor. That's a good idea. And if it gets trickery, I can use it to stop. I don't really know how it works, but I'm happy to try.
Okay.
But then again, I also think maybe we shouldn't return it, because what if it's the god of mischief? What if they take it from us? I don't know. I can't see all outcomes, but I can only plan with what I know in my heart, and that is we probably should smite Ragnar's mom. Probably.
I would don't try that. It's
all I've ever heard is Loki's only understand one thing, and that's the hammer. I don't have a hammer, but if I did, I would use it in this situation.
Yeah. I mean, if we had Mjolnir, I would be, yeah, let's kill my mom. Whatever. Yeah, sure.
Whoa, hold
Should
on.
we
I
talk
didn't
to
say
her?
kill. We don't need to kill your mom.
To her. You put the armor on in case this goes really, really badly.
And we goes really well. All right, I'll put it on. Thor starts putting on the armor, but he'll leave the helmet off so people know it's him.
I go to Thea. I'm like, if it goes really badly, he'll be the target. She'll focus all her disappointment and annoyance on him, and we can just,
Do you really believe that that's where she'll focus her disappointment?
Says a random guard at the eye. I'm just kidding.
Or even better, a tourist who's been paying attention and is like,
Yeah, true. Sorry, I was in the back and I just couldn't help
what
but
kind
notice
of themed local treats do they have?
Oh yeah, they have like an infinity cone, but it's melted. It's just a cone, and they're wearing a winged helmet. It's like a Balder style helmet. It's plasticky. Probably costs like $20.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of just like nod to them, like, yeah, good point.
Families, am I right?
He takes a bite from the ice cream cone. Families. So, Ragnar, we know where Sylvie will be in an hour's time. Where is that? And remember, we don't have to hew close to the Loki TV show. If you have a cool place for her to be instead, then this is really, I'm curious where your version of Loki as Sylvie, as mom, might be found.
Oh, she's gone. The ruins of original Asgard floating through space.
Oh, God, yes.
Just a chunk of Asgard, less, just like about a building's worth of land floating through space. That you can just either, if you're half god or it just has air, I don't know. But yeah, it's just
that's so
chunk
good.
Of golden architecture floating through space.
Is it the kind of throne room where it was revealed that Hela existed?
Yeah. And I think in the distance, you can just see a giant flaming being who really regrets.
Oh, yeah. Surtur's like, oh, man, this sucked. I'll fulfill my
I
destiny.
Didn't think this through.
It blew.
Yeah.
That's great.
No one came and picked me up. Yeah. Or not. That's up to whatever the title of MC is in this.
Herald. Yeah,
Herald.
I love the idea of Surtur as a surly Surtur in the background as an Easter egg. Sounds delightful to me. I shall nay take that away from us. How are you getting there? You know where. How do you?
Well,
Location,
any person or
location.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
know.
you got it. By the way, Brewmaster, you realize that you are down a stock, and if you needed to do any kind of doppelganging, that costs 3 stock. It might be wise to stock up.
We need to raise the.
Yes, I think I'll have to go in wearing the armor, of course, and just simply requisition the necessary materials, and my cousin will have no choice but to give it to me, because, quite frankly, he tried to shut down shop, and the king was being attacked. Honestly, I'm very disappointed in all of my family members right now. You're not the only one, Ragnar, with family troubles. I can't believe them.
Or can we just only have to deal with one turtle for today, and we'll just break in and take the stuff?
Are you trying to,
I just
you're
don't
trying to
think we need to break it in.
sway? You're trying to sway Torolf to do it your way?
I guess so.
Oh, well, you should roll plus awe.
My awe is without having to look. Is it 2? It's
Yes.
2.
You're quite awe-orific.
Yeah.
You're kind of awesome.
Yeah. Turf.
Wow, 13
You
plus.
are more than enough of your family for me to have to deal with today. Can we just limit it to that much? And just steal the stuff?
Well, I don't think it's fair because I have to deal with more of your family today, but yes, that's fine. We can just steal it, I guess. We're not stealing it, everyone. We're requisitioning it. It's different.
Yes, on a 10 plus with sway someone with someone in your band. You have to agree. It's totally up to you. But if you agree, you Torolf gain 1 thread and +1 forward working on the plan.
Oh, perfect. I shall gain that thread and put me up to 6 out of 5 threads. Nice. And then, all right, cool. Then, yeah, let's go to the shop, kick down the door in the armor.
Use the key that I made.
It's true.
You threw it out the window somewhere.
Well, it's just...
Oh, it's a different key.
Different key.
I removed my boot from the door.
And I perform under pressure and open the door.
Amazing. So this is the second time
Possibly.
that you have used, you mean this gate key. So let's see. The key which opens the door but jams the lock. Oh, sorry. Not 100% correct and only works once. So you are trying to use it. The object can be used to perform a refresher. Okay, so you have gifted. Do you have the puzzle box? Sorry,
I do.
Okay, so then the object works perfectly the first time, no glitches. The object can be used 2 more times after that, but no promises on the result. Roll perform under pressure when you use it.
Can we just say I have to roll under pressure? Because that sounds more fun.
Yeah,
well,
let's just do
I think
that.
that's what it is. It is, yeah. It's after
I had to
you
lock the
used it
door
the first time.
afterwards.
Yeah.
And then did I really lock the door? I double checked. There we go. All uses are used. Now I have to roll perform under pressure because it's slightly more fun.
No, yeah, we all agree that having you perform under pressure to.
I did it great anyway.
You're amazing.
My
And
magic's
that's
too
awesome.
good. Click.
Sweet.
Wow, good job, Ragnar. Torolf looks at Theo you really unlocked the door.
I think there's
The
a
key that didn't exist before.
There's a newly installed video camera watching the door, and Thea kind of reaches up and kind of.
All right, let me
I
gather
walk
my
in
things.
muttering under my breath, pull a key out of your ass.
And Torolf, as you're gathering your things, you hear a little little bit of movement in the back room and a giggle, like a girlish giggle. And I'm curious, do you recognize that giggle?
Of course I recognize that. Hilda, what is happening back there?
Do you go stick your nose in that mess?
I have to. I'm trouncing in this big golden armor. I'm 7 feet tall. I push
Wait,
my
wait.
way into the back room.
I pull on you and say, think about this. Is this something you really want to see and deal with now? Don't we have bigger things?
Oh, Torvald, you're so much older and wiser, you hear.
I think Totolf and Hilda ended on very good terms last time, but it's still with his cousin. He's going to listen to Thea's words of wisdom. You see him wide-eyed, just like staring as if he can't hear anything, or at least just willing himself not to be in this room at this moment.
Ragnar pats him on the shoulder. It's like, come on, let's just we'll get the stuff and go. This is one of my funny pranks. This not even real. Let's just come on.
How do I restock again? I feel like I have to roll for it, but I can't. Maybe it's because the window is so small I can't see the window at once. Let's see here.
That's it. The window's so small that you can't see the window
Okay.
at once. Let's see. So when you resupply your stock, roll 2d6 plus judgment and spend a scene gathering materials on.
All right.
Yeah, that's the roll.
Got it. And so this is the scene. So judgment is +0. Oh, right. This is how I ended up with the same amount last time. Okay. Oh, but I get +1 because we're acting on Ragnar's plan.
Yes, you are. Good thinking.
11. Ooh,
wow.
Baby.
On a 10 plus, you refresh 3 stocks, so your staff is completely refreshed.
So total, he fills the brewmaster's keg with just a bunch of random ingredients, and then again, no, I'm not hearing anything. He like kicks over a barrel, throws some more in this thing, takes way more than he needs to, crushes the camera on the way out.
There you go. Success.
All right, let's be going.
There's more laughter.
You all have a great time together.
She never actually says you're better than Torolf, but it sounds like that to you, Torolf.
I know what I can hear, and that's fine. I'm proud and happy of her to move on with her life. It's good to find love. It's just why in my cousin's grip.
So sad. Okay. So what does using location look like, Ragnar?
I believe last time we established it was drawing a door in chalk on a surface.
Oh my god, it's just the best. It's very Beetlejuice heads up, head nod, and I am here for it. Sweet. You guys draw a door, and when you open up the door, you see that it is into a citadel floating in space.
Definitely sections open to space.
Yes.
Like without walls, some parts, yeah.
No, it makes no sense. It is Marvel Cosmic, and we don't have to gravity. We don't care about your laws.
Oh, yeah. And a slow spin through space as well, even though there's what's down.
It's very sick. We can all agree.
Yes.
I think Sylvie is seated on what was, I guess, most recently Hela's throne. And she's seated sideways with her legs up over one of the arms. She has a phone out and she's watching some classic television show. Thea, what is the show that she's catching up on, though really watching for the first time?
I think she's watching.
It should be by the way, is she okay, cool. Well, yeah, it should be good. That's good. I was going to say it has to be a Disney property so they don't have to pay rights, but you know what? It can be Mork and Mindy. They can afford that. Nice. Mork and Mindy. It's one of the Jonathan Winters episodes. And she chuckles lightly to herself as the three of you step through the door that's just been created. Rags.
Really?
What?
Rags.
Darling. Are these your boyfriends? Oh, that one's a girl.
I got bed. I kind of do a kind of like a tour of.
Better than
No.
me? I think not, sir. You'd be lucky to have me for your lover.
I'm sure you're gentle and caring. Anyway, what the hell? Recognize this monstrosity? Not the what's inside, the what's on the
Well,
outside.
I told you I like to hang out in Apocalypse Eye.
Yeah, no. This armor. Recognize it?
Oh! Yes, the Mysticar. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It does not look like it quite fits you.
It's
And,
only for my muscles are so bursty.
I'm sure that's it.
And how come my day was ruined by having life force drained from me by this thing?
No. Adam purchased this from me to destroy Balder the Brave and Tyr. You weren't even in the plan. I thought you were on holiday.
No, I was in New Asgard.
Why? It's a wretched place.
And
How long have you been in New Asgard? This is new information.
like a decade?
No, well, you remember what we say, honey. Time works differently. It's only been a few moments for me.
But didn't you meet me when I was 5? Or was that a different time?
No, of course I
Right.
came and checked on you then. What did we talk about? If you just help me out, I'll remember, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. Don't even know
Well, I'm
what-
sorry. It seems that you've come out well enough. You have the armor. Obviously, Adam was defeated. How is you going to be a hero unless I create situations for you to heroically overcome? You should be thanking
Why?
me, really.
Why do I want? Who says I have to be a hero?
What do you want to be? A villain like your father?
Like my mother?
What? No, everyone forgets about me.
I kind of just want to do my own thing and not have adventures thrown in my face.
Oh, all right then. I'll keep that in mind for future and past.
So you
Oh, what
Not
a
gonna-
beautiful dog. Come here. And she's like calling for Sindri. Sindri seems tempted, but checks in with you, Thea.
Oh. I think I step between Sylvie and Sindri, and breaking that line of sight, and I say, "You've caused trouble in New Asgard, as is your wont, and there's a certain level of accountability that you need to face up to. What do you suggest?"
She concentrates for a moment, and then there's this green energy around her, and another Sylvie steps up, like just slides off as if there are two Sylvies that came from the same central Sylvie, stands up and says, "Please arrest me. Take me to your prison, and I will serve faithfully." There. I recognize your eyes. Your Heimdall's get. There you go.
She
Judge
did
her.
that. She did that for my 7th birthday.
But it almost worked. You were very happy.
You copy just repeated the same sentence every time?
Well, it's much better. And then the copy says the exact same sentence that it just said about please arrest me and take me to your prison. Actually, and then it starts to dance for you. Not provocatively. Just like a shimmy. There. Now you judge Sylvie the Great. She adds a little shine to the other Sylvie.
So can you at least like not like try and tag New Asgard for like a decade or two? I'll ditch that place by then, and it won't be my problem.
You're sure you don't want to be heroic? It pays better than villainy.
I have whims, and I don't know. I just don't want you to have to like thrust your ideas of what I should be on me.
I don't thrust ideas. That's your father.
I thought it was my father who did the illusions, and you did the mind control.
It's a fluid situation. And then Sylvie shifts, and you see your father there.
And are you really here?
Of course I'm really
Yeah.
here,
Well,
he says.
Point of order. One quick question from me, and then this can continue. You sold this armor to Adam Man. What did he pay you for it? What could you possibly want that a mortal man can give?
fingers and ears now. So I start walking back and forth, humming with fingers and ears.
The male Loki stands and walks through the slightly shimmying, dancing female Loki, and the female Loki dissipates. For a mortal, you're very perceptive, Torolf.
I have been known.
Adam Man had nothing to offer, except for the chaos that he created. I let him give something he found valuable to me that I do not. And he went forth to do what I thought was my bidding, and I'm sorry, Ragnar. You were caught up in the maelstrom. Can't be helped.
You say that.
Then I'm sorry to say that we must take it out on you. If you had simply sold the suit, then you didn't know what he was going to do with it, and we could have been on our way. But you wanted to sow chaos. You can't be having that. I'm sorry, Ragnar. It's time to beat up your dad, mom. Your mom, dad. Your parent. We're gonna smite you to learn you a lesson.
He reaches forward and he touches a button on the armor, and it just pops off the same way that Thea's armor trick did. And then he looks down at you because you're now regular height. All right.
I uppercut him.
Nice. Not with the axe.
No,
the regular punch.
He's in the armor, and it's like as soon as it starts popping off, he swings.
Nice. That is awesome. You can just fully connect unless. Are you starting a battle, or do you just want a cheap shot slug Loki? Both answers are interesting to me, so you choose whichever.
Well, okay. I think it's a shot, and so I think it's just a shot. It's not starting the fight unless Loki continues it into a fight. Does that make sense? It's almost like I landed the first blow. Are you gonna go, or are you gonna accept? Like,
oh man, bam! You throw the head. He's wearing the horns, right? Like it's gotta be. If we're gonna have Loki show up, if we're paying for Tom Hiddleston's, he's wearing the helmet, right? He's got the horny helmet thing. And I think the helmet and the camera focuses on it skittering across the broken marble floor. We come back and Hiddleston does the like dramatic hair throw back thing that he does constantly as Loki. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. I saw it on one of the like Loki I can't remember. It was
You saw it on Loki
trailers.
Talk.
One of the trailers, one of the honest trailer, it was like the hair. They literally showed 15 shots of him just doing that thing where he flings the hair back. So he flings the hair back, and he wipes his nose. He sees a little bit of blood. Really, Rags? Are you allowing this to take place?
I'm. I mean, I haven't. We're basically strangers. I've not seen you in like a decade. Oh,
You're the get of my loins.
Ragnar is a warrior 3, villain.
yeah, no, I'm not helping you either.
Say,
No, I'm drawing a door. I'm going back to New Asgard. You guys just do whatever bullshit you're doing. I'm like starting to pout and draw a door.
There needs to be a balance here, and trickery does not balance that trickery, but neither does fighting. I think what would balance I think what would balance the scales here is simply if you came back to New Asgard and apologized to King Brunhilde. That's all it would take.
Perfect.
No
Love
fight,
that.
no fuss, no expenditure of energy. Just a
You can
simple
use your own door.
apology.
only if Ragnar asks.
And I'm sure he will, being a part of the Warriors 3, Ragnar.
I'm folding my arms and looking intractable. Untractable, retractable. One of those.
So
And then I think Loki just crosses his arms and waits with a little smirk. He knows this will kill you.
So I think I turn to Ragnar and I say, you want your parent to leave New Asgard alone, and you know what it'll take.
Are you trying to sway me?
Sure.
That's exactly what. Yeah, I love this.
Sway. Do you have anything that prevents sway or does something about sway?
No.
Okay. This looks like it's just
Or
plus awe. Okay.
you got one in all? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That is a 10. They gain a thread and +1 forward working towards the plan.
If you
success-
agree.
And there's no repercussions if you do not.
That's right.
Yep. I'm open to other suggestions if you have such, Ragnar.
Fine. Mum, Dad, whichever one you are at the moment, I don't know. Who could ever tell? Can you please come and say how horrible you are and apologize for it in New Asgard? Say you won't do it again.
I can, in fact.
Will you do that? Please.
And after I've done so,
What do you want?
I don't think you get to make demands.
I do.
You've wronged Asgard. There's not many of us left, and you set a machine that could drain and kill us.
Thea puts a hand on Toral's arm and says, one thing at a time. You
Ragnar,
said after?
Afterwards, you'll perform a small favor for me in exchange.
And I'm guessing you're not going to tell me what it is until you ask it.
Not entirely sure what it is yet.
Oh, great. Fantastic. This is the best day ever.
He pulls out a little TemPad and opens up an amber door.
And I think that Thea kind of does a head nod to Torolf when we start picking up the pieces, right, of the armor yet again. I think Sindri picks up a piece and brings it over to the garbage bag.
Word to the wise, that will only last a fortnight. And then he steps through the door.
I do like one last little mark of chalk on the door and step through it as well. I don't help. But the door stays open.
Don't help.
I go through Loki's door to follow her, wherever they went.
Nice. Yeah, I think as you do, you don't step like you imagine that you would step immediately through, but there's this moment that seems to stretch out between entering the door and coming to the other side. And there is a small, yay big animated clock with feet. Oh, well, I do declare.
Loki trickery again.
No. You're interesting. And she reaches out her little animated hand and she draws the fingers along the side of your face. And then you finish the step into King Brunhild's audience chamber.
And Loki is there?
Uh-huh.
Loki or Sylvie?
Loki.
Okay.
Torolf will come with the trash bag full of armor through Ragnar's door.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everyone just leave Torolf in space and time.
And I think King Brunhild comes out. She seems to have recovered. They set her throne back up. Who explains to her this cockamamie apology scheme?
I do. I step forward and I say, I think that Ragnar and Torolf are kind of backing me up. But I step forward to the king, show proper reverence.
Deference? Oh, deference? Yeah.
Deference. And say, explain the situation, how Adam-Man came here, what the circumstances were, and how Adam-Man gained the armor. And then I turn to Loki and step back into a line with Ragnar and Torolf and gesture to Loki.
And Loki very obsequiously bows low to King Brunhild of the Asgardians, the people, not the place. I am guilty of selling the Mysticator armor to one Adam man. I did so expressly so that he would take Balder the Brave and tear down a peg or two, but it turns out he chose to assault you instead. My humblest apologies. I appreciate how the Warriors 3 taught me the error of my ways. And I beg your forgiveness for this slight to the Asgardian people. Brunhild looks at the three of you. She's not quite sure how to take this, Loki. Ragnar?
Yes.
Is this real?
Oh, to a given definition of reality, yes. It is at the very least, it is the will of Loki that you see this message. If he or she is actually in the room with us right now, that I can't guarantee.
And I think from behind, the guy wearing the Balder the Brave plastic helmet takes a few little chocolate nibs and he tosses one and it hits Loki in the back. And he tosses another and it hits Loki's cape. Loki turns around and looks at him. I saw this in the I think he's real. Brunhild says, very well. Don't do it again. Or we'll send Thor after you. Loki rolls his eyes. So, yes, of course. It's terrible. Remember, Ragnar, I'll see you soon. Then he pulls out the little TEM pad, opens up another door, and steps through. And King Brunhild stands up. Well, that was wholly unsatisfying. Thank you. I saw the video footage of what you did to help me. Getting rusty, a little old. Maybe I put on some weight. I'm not sure. I lost some muscle definition.
You look wonderful, King.
Thank
And
you.
you know, if you need some practice, I'm sure Torolf here will help. You know, would be more than eager to spar with you.
Yes,
Oh,
but
actually, yeah, that would kind of make this day a little bit better.
well, we've already done enough, and we already had to replace most of the roof from the last time Thor was around. So let's step outside. But yes, please don't
But
use
of
the
course.
axe so that I can feel like it's a challenge. So yeah,
Whatever you order, King.
King Brunhild orders you to wrestle with her and not use the axe of the crucible. And I'm curious if maybe that is where we bring things to epilogues. Remember, not super long epilogues, because we're playing again in December. But
I think I
Torolf
have
King
to,
Wrestler's pretty great.
And Alex, you have a hard out here soon.
Yes, I have a hard out in 1 minute.
I was trying to set that up. Do you have any epilogue for Ragnar?
Somewhere in space and time, Ragnar and I think it was Sylvie the whole time, because he made a door to go and see Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
So his magic would have taken him to Sylvie.
Yes,
So
it certainly did.
my logic.
Your logic is correct. I, the GM,
Sylvie
Herald
blaming
person.
Loki for the nonsense feels right as well, for either of them to do, if it was the other way around. But me and Sylvie somewhere really mundane, a cafe,
McDonald's, yeah.
Yeah, and they were just sitting down and just saying, now about that favor. And I think that would be
good.
what we see.
Yay, we ended where you don't have to cut out. Thank you so much, Alex, for playing with us.
Now,
we really appreciate it.
Send some stars and maybe some wishes for the next run.
Yes, that sounds great.
December. Okay.
Yes, in December.
Have a good afternoon.
Happy Halloween to you. Enjoy time with your kids. Have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Later, Alex.
Okay. So what about for Torolf?
Yeah, Torolf's epilogue is just, he's getting back into shape. There was much discussion earlier in the series that he'd let himself go a little bit after his time in New York with his fellow heroes. And I think we just see another scene of him showing up to train with the king.
Nice. Little train with the king.
Training with the king montage, yeah.
That's so good.
Wrapping each other's hands. There's some boxing, It's very Rocky-esque in our training montage.
Nice. Do you get the eye of the tiger?
We get the eye of the saber-toothed tiger, perhaps.
Ooh, nice. Then what about for Alethea or Thea?
I think for Thea, we see her, some amount of time has passed, a little bit of time has passed, and she spent some time looking at the armor that we got from Adam, Mam, and Sylvie, and it's depowered at some point. I think you said she said it was only a month. I think this is kind of looking into that, and then spending some time. She goes back to the eye, and is concentrating, and is looking, and from her, tourists are around and everything, and I think we see a little bit of a swirl of fog or clouds or something. But from her perspective, the camera switches over and she sees all of these little animated clocks, and they all look kind of different, and she's looking at them. And this is kind of the stinger. I think what we see is with these little clocks, we see a small little orange gateway about the size of your hand and a pad appear in front of her, and then the gateway closes.
Cool. Let's I was looking, I think the Titan or Resolving Tangles, let's do that at the top of the December, because we got a month to pass and maybe we'll have different ideas about where that might go. So let's end off with some wishes for December and then stars to close us out. Cody, what wishes do you have?
Yeah, wishes. It feels like we're ramping up to some Kang stuff, so I'm wishing for that. That sounds very exciting. Yeah, I love the cosmic style stuff. When we showed up, when we go to this strange throne room in space, that I love that shit. So more of that. I'm here for it.
That was definitely a Alex's brain awesomeness, and I want to lean into it. Steven, wishes.
Yeah, I think I have a few. I want to see the results of the promise that was made to Sylvie, that Ragnar made to Sylvie. I want to see what that favor was. And it caused trouble for us. I want to see the results of the temporal pad, and that get us into shenanigans. And then finally, a wish for me is I need to watch. I've watched the first episode of the second season of Loki. I need to watch more and catch up before December.
It'll be done by then, so we can all have it finished and know the second season.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think it's done. Yeah, it's like 6, wasn't it? Like 6 to 8 eps, so it'll be done.
I was going to say,
6,
hopefully I'll be able to watch all of them by then.
True.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a bit. It is a bit to watch. Yeah. Cool. Stars for me. Total. You were just delightful starting and in. I think you ended a fight, didn't you?
I don't think I ended a fight. No, I don't think I ended one.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go.
But that's all right.
I kind of dig the once per session little nibs and bits to do. I want to do this thing. I did this thing. Awesome. I checked that box. Cool. Also, Stephen, Thea passing judgment on people and kicking ass is great. I really enjoyed that. This was a fun bit. I don't have any wishes. I'm just excited for more Demigods in December.
Yeah, I think if the GM gives wishes, it's technically a spoiler. I think
it's true
because it's coming.
I could do wishes like I hope we all make it. That December is good schedule wise. Those are wishes I could have that aren't spoilers, but generally most spoilers are wish laden. Stars. Steven, you went last with wishes. You go first with stars.
I will start with the system is fantastic. I like the way it prompts a lot of things to make things happen. An example that you just said, Rich, was the threads. And whenever we've been off for a couple of weeks, and I'm like, okay, let me get back into the character and what would she do? Oh, look at these threads. They tell me exactly what I need to do. And I just went through and started seeing what could I tick off, and that's exactly it. Put me right back into that place. There were a lot of scenes that were fantastic. I like Ragnar's interaction with Sylvie. And it's my mom, dad. And, Cody, you saying, I think we're going to have to kick your mom, dad, mom's ass or something like that. That was fantastic. I mean, just the way that you played Torolf was so good. With the, interaction with Man and the interaction with Sylvie, it was a highlight. So, yeah, very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big star to you, Stephen. The way you talked about, the way you actually vocalized the judgment on Man of you're not this, what makes you special if the only thing that's special is what you take from others. Shit is so fire, so good. That's something you do You do it great in Star Wars. You do it great in this. That's a star to you as a player. You're very good at that. It's awesome. Alex isn't here, but Star for I love the description of how his magic works. When he draws the chalk line and it becomes the door, I'm like, yes, I love that shit so much. And so a big star to that being the Cosmos location. That was really cool. And a big star to you, Rich, because my God, you're the system's great, but these hooks, these little hooks that you keep dropping, and it's like, oh, this armor came from Sylvie, and you're like, oh, and then Miss Minutes, it's just like I didn't know starting this session what we could possibly do next, and now it's like, whoa, I don't know which thing we'll do next because there's so many options. So I'm very excited. Big star.
I'm very excited as well. This group, I knew going in, all-star cast, this is going to be a great series, and it absolutely met that and exceeded it. I love the mix of characters and perspectives. This is the New Warriors 3 that I dreamed of. This is so fun. I can't wait for more. Thank you guys so much for playing this with us, with me. It's been super duper. So with that, we'll just say ta-ta for now, and we'll be taking a break until Sweeps Week, which happens in December, and that's when we jump back into it. So with that, I'll stop the recording here. Thank you, guys.